Hi, Virgos. This is Genevieve with Belladonna Moonbeams. How are y'all doing? I'm doing really well. I'm excited about this week. Actually, as you know, I'm probably always excited about the week because I like life. I like living. I like learning and having new experiences. So I'm always excited because that's me. So, what I started out doing was I pulled 3 oracle cards for everyone from the casting oracle deck, which is a deck I have grown to love really, really fast. So, the first card I get is home. This card tells me that you need to be grounding and be spending some time at home. You need to kind of be making yourself a hermit, or at the very least, spending more time at home because you're losing sight of yourself outside of it. It's so easy when you walk out the door to be on, to be like, poof, I'm on, blah, blah. It's almost like being on a stage. The world is our stage. So we're not really on a stage, but I think sometimes we feel like it. And so we need to be settling down at home so we can get in touch with ourselves and to ground. The next card we get is finding, which goes right along with the home card. You have been looking for something and it's right beneath your nose. Sometimes what we want is what we have. Sometimes what we want is right there if we just take it. But if we don't reach out and take it, we don't get it. So that's one of the things that we need to be doing. You need to be doing is grounding at home and finding what it is you think you've lost. And the next card I get for y'all is clarity. When you're sitting at home and you're meditating and you're trying to find what it is you think you've lost, you're going to begin to have clarity. You're going to see clearly what it is you really need and what it is you really want. Sometimes what I think I want is not what I want. And sometimes what I've thought I've lost is really not something I ever wanted in the first place. It's not been lost because I didn't have it. That kind of reminds me of that poem that used to be on bathroom walls. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. That's kind of the same thing that's going on here. You're looking to hang on to something that isn't yours. And you need to find it at your home and in your clarity. And y'all got an extra card. And this one is boundaries. So what this is saying is you need to set those boundaries. And as you're setting those boundaries, you'll see what's inside of them and what's yours, what you've found, what is your home, who is your tribe. You're going to get all that clarity. Okay. Now on to the tarot reading. The first card we get is the 7 of Cups upside down. So, shoop. And this card is all about castles in the air and making decisions. Everything's up in the air. You just don't know what it is you want or what it is you have. And so what it says about that first is the 4 of Swords, also upside down. So, and these swords, they look like they're like coming down to stab him, but they're not. They're standing there, standing guard over him. And there's another sword underneath, also standing guard. Back in the day, when a soldier would come back from a war, and the wars back then might only be 50 people on either side. It wasn't humongous like a war is today. But when a knight or a soldier would come back, a centurion, they would take a nap and meditate on what went wrong and what went right. So you need to be doing that because as you're looking at what's going on, you're going to see what's right. And the final card we have is a 9 of Wands. Also, let's flip it over. We've had everything reversed. And this card is making a decision on what you need. There's so many things to choose from. You haven't been able to make that choice. So if you do the meditating and you work on the knowledge that you need to make a decision, all of a sudden it's going to be there for you. but you have to have that decision, and you're going to have to set boundaries and spend time at home grounding. This is a time for reflection, not a time to go rushing off where angels fear to tread. And that's like an old saying, because if angels fear to tread somewhere, then that means they don't want to go. And sometimes we go rushing off so much that we lose sight of where we shouldn't be rushing off to. Also, this week, I decided to read the crystal ball. I see a candelabra. I don't know if you know about like a chandelier more than a candelabra. So you've got this chandelier in the sky, and it's got all these beautiful crystals, and they reflect, and they have prisms, and they're gorgeous. But also, you need to allow yourself to find the one in the center. Because as you find your center in the middle of that chandelier, you're going to know which way you need to go. Because if you don't have the center, it just looks like a whole bunch of crystals. But once you start looking at it from the center, you start to see a pattern emerging. So you need to get centered this week and work on it. And as you're centering, you're going to find out what it is you need to do. Namaste. I'll see you in a few days. If you want to do a private reading, it's 405-512-9400 or 405, or call me or text me. Duh. Some moments. Okay, y'all, I'll see you soon. Bye.